Well, joining me now to discuss this is Sheikh Dr. Qari Asim, head imam at Makkah Masjid Mosque in Leeds. Very good to talk to you, and a good afternoon to you, Imam. What do you think of the letter?
I think overall the letter is fine. There are many parts of the letter that we welcome. For instance, it says British values are Muslim values, and also that imams and mosques are doing a fantastic job in terms of encouraging people to make positive contribution to our society. But at the same time, there are other parts of the letter that I think there are issues that we have that we need to raise. For instance, overall the tone and the approach I think can be counterproductive. It would have been much better for the government to really call a meeting of imams, key imams, around the table to discuss what the issues are, and also really work out in a collaborative manner how we can eliminate extremism wherever it might be breeding.
I mean, there's an implication, is there? I mean, or do you think there is an implication in the letter that people like you could do more?
We can always do more, but the issue is the implication will play into the hands of those who wish to divide us, and they want to create an us and them scenario. It's already playing into the hands of those who wish to create a narrative of the government doesn't care about Muslim community, because obviously this letter seems to alienate or at least single out the Muslim community, and that's a key concern, especially after post-Paris, where communities, Muslims and Jews, are anxious about anti-Muslim feelings and anti-Semitic feelings, and this can be a blow into the hands of those who wish to divide us.
So do you think, I mean, those that have already been radicalised or are pretty extreme, seeing this letter, will they take that as part of their narrative that Muslims are once again being singled out?
I think it will play into the hands of those who wish to divide us, and also who wish to create this narrative that the government doesn't care about Muslims, and it can further alienate, isolate the Muslim community. Although I appreciate that's not the intention of the government, that's not the intention of the letter, but the approach that's been taken could potentially further alienate the Muslim community. Now we need to realize that radicalisation doesn't take place in mosques and Muslim institutions. It's a global political phenomena. It takes place online, and unfortunately the letter doesn't really focus on the online radicalisation that's taking place across the globe.
Okay, so it doesn't take place in mosques, but you know, people may or may not worship there who you may suspect are developing pretty extremist views. Just give us a sense, Dr. Asim, what you do right now to tackle those, to talk and explain to people.
Well, if there are pockets of institutions where radicalisation is taking place, where there is an imam that's inciting hatred, then we are more than happy to work with intelligence services, law enforcement agencies, to take out that particular imam, to deal with that particular mosque where extremism may be preached and taught. But at the moment, we Muslim community are not aware of any particular mosque where such radicalisation is taking place, but we cannot be complacent. We all need to work together to ensure that this menace, toxic ideology does not exist amongst ourselves, does not exist amidst our communities and in our country and anywhere else in the world for that matter.
So what you're saying is we really are all in this together in Britain, given the nature of the radicalisation and where it's taking place. What are your suggestions then, if, as it's characterised, a lot of the radicalisation is taking place in the bedroom, online, and those kind of conversations on the web? How do we intervene? How do we get involved in those conversations and say this is the wrong way to go?
Well, this is an ideological war, and the Muslim community needs to play its part, and Muslim community isn't shrugging its responsibility, but also we need to look at socioeconomic factors, we need to look at political stakeholders and intelligence services. We are all in it together, and we need to all work together in a very cohesive and collaborative way to root out the root causes that are causing extremism. And there's no one particular factor that's causing extremism or radicalisation. We really need to work out all the factors, whether all the way from one spectrum of being socioeconomic to the political factors that are causing extremism or radicalisation. And we need to save and prevent young people who might be groomed by hate preachers on the internet.
But what about those within communities who suspect others of developing radical views and being prepared to act upon them? Would you say that they should talk to the authorities, should talk to the security services or the police?
Absolutely. This is toxic ideology that's resulting in people being massacred and killed. And that's completely against teachings of Islam. And Muslims have been very vocal in distancing themselves from this kind of menace that's affecting all of us. Now, wherever there is some suspicion about toxic ideology being taught or people being affected by it, we Muslim community and imams have urged the Muslim community really to come forward and cooperate with mosques, cooperate with law enforcement agencies, intelligence services, because we really don't want to see this toxic ideology amongst our communities and amidst our communities.
Dr. Asim, it's very good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed for your thoughts there, Dr. Qari Asim there.